Wanted, a girl with job, me, handsome, funny, and a genius IQ, oh yes. Text only, room and board, trade for caregiver. Now hold on a minute, what do you mean by caregiver? By the way, not pictured is his back window, which was completely missing and covered with a trash bag. Truly the mark of a genius. Hello Redditors of the internet, Noble Xenon here, and welcome to r/IAmVerySmart part 32, where these geniuses try to impart their absolute intellect upon us. Let's get started. So, I'm happy everyone is using GPT. When they all graduate, they are all going to be uneducated, and then I, who does not use ChatGPT for homework, will swoop in and dominate with my intellect. And yes, this person did just unironically use the nerd emoji, and judging by the comments section, it would appear most people do use GPT for their homework or college studies, says someone who is going to get steamrolled by AI. Hello, fellow surface narrative swallowers, looking for dissident minds in this city. No intracultural fools, no swallowers of surface narratives, ontological punks, existential contrarians. Epistemologically liberated individuals only. If you're bored from this world, let's plot its destruction together. This dude's trying to destroy the world. No, not you, Fed. The OP came across this in a city subreddit. Posts like these are not uncommon for I'm not like other tourists to make. Probably a person who thinks sightseeing isn't intellectually stimulating enough. And now for this next one, yeah, all of that does make me want to avoid reaching out. Age XXIV. Yeah, this dude really wrote 24 in Roman numerals, but it's just a number. Mental age would have been a better question. Gender. This dude really wrote his gender in Morse code. Areas of interest. Everything and anything about something, mostly philosophy, cosmology, particle science, programming, psychology, mathematics, and engineering, and an admirer of art and ideas. Location has been censored, of course. Profession, curiosity, MS in physics. My dude, just say you're unemployed at the moment, there's no shame in that. How do you find us? Discord, by luck? Personality. An artist is known by his art. Reach out and tranquil your curiosity. Wish I had DID. Someone please tell this individual that mental disorders are not just silly little quirks. Sounds like someone who's on TikTok a little too much. Anyway, this person's hobbies include keyboard, sketching, football, basketball, TV series and animes, novels, and programming. Now, why would an intellectual like this be on this Discord server? Well, free will just doesn't exist. Gain wisdom, make friends, and for many other unpredictable possibilities. DM, wonder if this will stop you from reaching out to me. We already know the answer to this one. For this next one, bro just forgot rounding up exists. Nice maths, dweeb. Assuming you are using the mean average, as it is the most unbiased, the overall would be 99.8. Unless you're using the mode, of course, in which it would be 100. However, I assume this is not the case and you were just American. Or he could have just rounded. I don't know why you're getting so pressed, lol. Because, my good sir, maths must be respected just as grammar, spelling, and manners are. To neglect them is to acknowledge that you are below the seemingly average human comprehension. He could have rounded to 99.8, yes. However, I do not think it was that much effort to press at least 2 extra buttons. Thank you very much. Alright, buddy, here's the thing though. The significant figures in this case were 100, 100, 100, and 99. So, the person who said 100 is not wrong. This next individual is talking about his experience with women. I regret that some of the women who could break my heart are women who can't sustain or initiate a conversation on black holes, Marxism, behavioral economics, criminology, smart agriculture, literary criticism, number theory, Poisson distribution, etc. What a wasted youth. And staying on Twitter, who would have known? When I was a child, I thought IQ meant deep thinker. At times, this is a fact as I have seen it, but not always. Rarely, in fact. I tested 135 to 137 in 3 different tests over a 20-year period. I continue to discover more depth of thought, which I did not have in the past. Is it just me, or is this person quite close to getting it? Not quite there because he's still posting his IQ, but pretty close. At least it seems like the dude is willing to learn, not in the pseudo-intellectual kind of way. This next one is a story in 2 parts. First, you can be a great writer without reading. I'm living proof of that. You're not me. You share neither the encyclopedic knowledge nor the deft handling of any subject on which I opine, nor the turns of phrase and ingenuous wit. Probably meant ingenious. Read, read, read. It takes a mastermind not to, and you found one in me by happenstance. Don't be a lubberly, supercilious sloth. Yet this individual is active in r/IAmVerySmart. And by the way, a comment here, it's amazing in the writing subreddits how often people pop up wanting to talk about techniques to learn how to write without actually reading. They mostly seem to be people who want to make movies or comics or whatever and have settled on writing is easier since it involves no particular skill they can notice, except it absolutely involves its own set of skills. Hey, if you're enjoying this video, then why not like, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell? And now this next individual suggests it is just impossible not to be admitted to an extremely selective summer program due to their high IQ levels. No offers or rejections were sent out. That one dude who posted he got an offer is a liar. They moved their deadlines. We should be getting offers soon, all 3 rounds at the same time. Oh, it's not true. I got mine and so did another friend who applied. Oh, when did you receive the mail? Intellectual replies, that's impossible, 'cause I didn't get mine. You aware not all get offers, right? Oh, but my IQ is top 0.001%, so it's just impossible I don't get an offer. Maybe they just didn't want people who constantly brag about their IQ in their summer program. If the program really is that selective, then I doubt intelligence was the only factor in selecting. This next one is in response to someone drawing an anime character with a trans flag. I'd be curious to see the difference in response if the words were removed and the image was in color. Flags generally mark territory, so coming in with zero subtlety, unrefined skill, and a shoehorn statement expectedly results with being perceived as an interloper. I mean, a flag doesn't have to necessarily mark territory. Deflecting corrosive criticism with performative arrogance, no matter how justified, prevents an examination of the core dynamics. Feedback loop from multiple angles following an algorithmically inherited script. Elements of martyrdom, baiting and trolling, belittling, wholesale dismissal, self-amusement, etc. are at play. Also, themes of testing the waters, rallying the troops, gatekeeping, and in-group out-group signaling can be seen. It's a learning experience for all, but participants can be careful to not misinterpret their own shadow as their enemy, to not trip the landmine they previously laid. Take or leave these notes from the perspective of a single observer. I have just one question for you, and I'll make this simple. What? And now this next one is the average beginner programmer. I'm about to quit Python. It's been 7 days. I'm learning Python and I find it hard. My IQ is 126 and I know I'm a genius, so this should be very easy for me. However, coding is still a challenge to me. Should I quit? Or should I persevere? My dude, you can't learn everything there is to know about Python in a week. It's just impossible. Even if you somehow have an IQ of like 287, it's still not gonna happen. And now a so-called influencer gets heated after insulting Thai people for being poor. Yeah, she called them peasants for not being able to afford a first-class movie theater ticket. People got upset, and this is how she responded. I guarantee you my IQ is higher than yours, and since you're someone who went to a school with a 75% acceptance rate, you have no room to talk. Wow, what a way to start your argument. Not shitting on your degree, but don't act like you're some highly intelligent being. I took all AP throughout high school, had a 4.0 at a private university, and managed my own LLC getting to work for myself. But what do I know? I'm unintelligent. And to reply to your other comment, I've been outside of the tourist areas, which if you use that degree of yours to read comments before you reply to them, you would have where I acknowledge that, so I know what I'm talking about. Also, Thailand is not a third world country. Have you ever been outside of the US to see it, let alone Missouri? I doubt that. Given that you clearly have no idea what life is like here, let's just stop making assumptions on 1, people we don't know, and 2, places we've never been to. And Monkey Moat says my own LLC means MLM, right? I wouldn't be surprised if this individual was a Hun bot. And now for this next one, a post similar to this happens about every 30 minutes. Oh, we gotta see a compilation of this. Unfortunately, OP only provided the one post. I must admit that this next post is a public brag because what I'm about to explain always goes under the radar. You see, I am so hyper-intelligent that typically it's impossible for the individuals who are also infinitely close to the upward limit of the Dunning-Kruger spectrum to be able to communicate with anything other than their own reflection. I am able to communicate with absolutely anyone using normal language while holding a near forbidden amount of understanding, and I believe this to be my greatest feat thus far. And Multigrain Migraine says, gee, they're so smart but completely fail to understand what Dunning-Kruger actually is. Well, so-called intellectual, maybe you're not as smart as you think you are. And now finally, Einstein's equation has been improved. Imagine thinking you can one-up Einstein. I can suggest an equation that has the potential to impact the future. E equals mc squared plus AI. What? This equation combines Einstein's famous equation E equals mc squared, which relates energy to mass and the speed of light, c, with the addition of AI, artificial intelligence. By including AI in the equation, it symbolizes the increasing role of artificial intelligence in shaping and transforming our future. This equation highlights the potential for AI to unlock new forms of energy, enhance scientific discoveries, and revolutionize various fields such as healthcare, transportation, and technology. I mean, you can do that without having to modify Einstein's equation. And someone else simply replies, what? This person cannot be serious, right? Does this even have any scientific basis? And now this next one is on a conversation about pride. I'm 6'3", trained martial arts, and have an IQ measured at 156. I was born into a family with ties to German nobility. My last name starts with Von. You expect me not to be proud? I walk the streets knowing that I could take most people out both physically and intellectually. Why would I consider myself their equal? Only inferior people seek equality because they know they can't compete. When you're truly excellent and full of vitality, you despise egalitarianism. When a worm is stamped upon the ground, it curls up and makes itself small. There is your humility. However, when a lion is challenged, it goes straight for the neck. There is your pride. Not only high in intelligence, but also an alpha. Watch out here. You don't want to mess with this person. This next one calls themselves the smartest person they know of. Does feeding infants tea increase their IQ? I've been drinking tea since the age of 2, and I am the smartest person I know of. I believe the caffeine in the tea increases a baby's brain activity and gets the synapses firing. This makes them smarter and more intelligent. I don't have any sources to prove it, but maybe some scientists could study this. When you are a baby, your brain is far more malleable than as an adult, so feeding babies tea/coffee could be a way to make babies smarter. I personally don't think that's a very good idea, but you say you're so intelligent, right? And Eat Like Snake comments, yes, just screw up your newborn's delicate system with stuff that raises your blood pressure and heart rate and can cause withdrawal if you do it consistently and then just stop. Clearly, that tea did wonders for their intelligence. I don't think this person actually believes this is a good idea because this is just actually insane. Sounds like it would be very harmful for the baby. And now for this next one, only genius-brained max IQ tech entrepreneurs can comprehend the word if. The majority of human beings cannot fully comprehend a statement that has a conditional as a key part of its meaning. This sounds incredible to those who can, but I'm pretty sure it's true. When a person who can't encounter such a statement, they don't go error, they just collapse it down from if P then Q to either P or Q. Here is an example of how the conversation goes and how this fact remains hidden. A would say, if I were going to Paris, where would be the best place to get a baguette? B says, oh, you're going to Paris? A says, no, I'm just saying, where's the best place in Paris to get a baguette? B says, oh yeah, sure, you want to go too, etc. In B's response above, they actually didn't fully understand A's statement, but collapsed it into a form and repeated it in a way that enabled A to reflexively, because this is how we explain things, dumb it down to a mode that B could fully comprehend and engage with. Or maybe B was just curious to find out if A was going to Paris. My goodness. Once you know that this happens, you will see, hear it everywhere. Even fewer humans have the cognitive ability to easily parse sentences with multiple levels of conditionals, so don't even try that in casual conversation. Finally, an interesting corollary of this is that it means that most humans aren't Turing complete. I mean, it just sounds like B understood the question, but they were just curious if A wanted to go to Paris. Because, you know, it could lead to an interesting conversation. Life isn't just conditional statements, you know. And speaking of life, this next one is tired of the cycles of life. Ironically, I find it limiting. It feels like I'm versed in the mundanity of life and I'm still in my 20s. Very late 20s, mind you. Like you're hearing the same joke over and over and no one around you is tired of it. I have a friend who's not gifted, and the cycles he finds himself in are apparent to me but still elicit the same vigor for him. I believe to be ignorant of your Faulian and dichotomous sense is liberating. You can just start again tomorrow without being haunted by and it gets cut off. Okay, it actually ends with the perpetuity of consequence. This next one didn't know a band member's full name and got a free English lesson. Who's Joseph? Edit, I didn't know Joe's name was actually Joseph. Jesus Christ, your pig ignorance about the very leader of the band this subreddit is about is your own misfortune. You'd be absolutely flabbergasted when I tell you that the names of the original Black Sabbath lineup is neither Ozzy, Geezer, Tony, or Bill. It's John Michael, Terrence Michael, Joseph, Anthony, Frank, and William Thomas. I am absolutely flabbergasted. I'm certain you Googled that word. There is no way you knew what it meant beforehand. Good, you should probably do that more often. Who's Joseph? Jesus effing Christ. Laughing emoji. For F's sake, dude, I'm sorry. This must be so embarrassing for you. I can't even begin to imagine how it must feel. I'm extremely embarrassed and ashamed. You must be extremely smart to know words like flabbergasted. I sure wish I had a superior IQ like yourself. I will start by going through the birth certificates of the bands I like, and hopefully in the future you can teach me some more big words. Intellectual replies, that's my point. I'm not particularly intelligent, yet I know the absolute basics and you don't. Now that doesn't make you look very good, does it? Your subpar attempt at making a snide comeback proves only to show a lack of style imagination. You're definitely not cut out to be a funny cool guy on the internet, and neither am I, yet between the two of us, I'm cool as fucking funny as hell. Damn, this didn't end very well for you. Not at all. Absolutely cringe. Damn, you really burnt me. No, actually, I didn't. You've been burning yourself the entire time, without even being aware of it. Jesus Christ, how big of a fool are you gonna make of yourself? Just an absolutely foolish individual who knows nothing. Yeah, I wouldn't waste that much time with people like this. It's just not worth it at the end of the day. And this next big brain take was freshly harvested from a discussion about democracy not being good. Oh, here we go. People have very obviously become objectively stupid, collectively. I only notice this because I have this strange ability to think critically. Oh wow, this person can think critically unlike the rest of us. Amazing! This next one is literally a certified genius who created the tech industry. 1 star. Their tests are a failure. I'm literally a certified genius. So to tell me I didn't pass their cognitive tests just means they don't know how cognitive tests work. In short, almost the entire test is numerical math problems, the kind no one actually ever does in real life. Yes, there were some actual cognition questions, but very few. Just math, math, and more math. I have a disability related to reading numbers, but again, I'm a certified friggin' genius and reading numbers has nothing to do with critical thinking. Nothing! This is just one more example of how millennials are not the right people to be running things. Maybe someday they will shut up and listen to those of us who created the tech industry, but it's not looking good. Maybe they could have accommodated better for people who have such disabilities, however, to blame the whole generation for it is kinda foolish in my opinion. And now for this next one, watching a show clearly makes you smart with indispensable skills that can run a 30B public company. Oh, I love how we the fans were acknowledged as smart, discerning intellectuals, it's true. And I'm 100% certain that each of us knows it for a fact too. One can only truly enjoy Succession if one is highly curious, highly capable of abstract thinking, and filling in so many corpo jargon blanks, is skilled at reading between the lines, and knows how to successfully strategize, lie, and manipulate. Arguably, these are all highly valuable skills, not to mention that one also possesses a supremely twisted and highly enjoyable dark sense of humor. And for this last one, apparently spending time on trick shots is only for the small-brained. Way too much time on their hands. Only a mere 35 hours for that card trick. You could see how happy he was when it finally worked. And finally, the intellectual replies, the stupidity and lack of mental complexity it takes to be excited by things like this is kind of annoying. My dude, can't you just appreciate the fact that trick shots can be impressive? Dyert says lack of mental complexity is exactly what the brain needs to rest and recharge. What do you think this moron would think about meditation? Exactly, your brain doesn't need to be at 100% thinking all the time. Just take a rest, my dude. It could benefit your brain, actually. Anyway, I'd like to thank all of my patrons, especially Amethyst, Phoenix, Cranjus, McBiscuitbull, Dark Garden, Catalan Cormendi, Mike Hawk, Hold Up, Nightcrawler, Stormcloud the Wolf, Vicmeister1999, and Zoe Horsham. Feel free to join in the link below, and if you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell, and if you have something interesting to say, feel free to comment.